Have you guys seen what's happened in El Salvador, which 5 years ago was the most dangerous place on the planet? And their president came in, yes, he's Palestinian, but you can't be perfect, came in and turned everything around. There's a reason these videos are going viral, because it gives us hope that something can be changed. You could be the worst country in the world, and in 5 years, everything can look different. This is hopeful for Europe, for America, for everywhere. Let's watch what's going on. That has got to be the best before and after video that ever existed in all time. I mean, it went from a favela to looking like a beautiful European city. I am flabbergasted. I mean, this is this. How did the guy do it? Okay, so let's review what happened. First off, okay, this is the moment El Salvador President Bukele found out gangs were trying to reorganize. He deployed 1,500 soldiers to find them. We will not allow them to reorganize. The safest country on the continent is respected. So El Salvador was run by gangs and drugs. And this new guy came in who's very controversial in many different ways. And he just said, nope, zero tolerance for crimes. Now, don't you just wish this was the philosophy that every country took? Just zero tolerance to crimes. You do something wrong, you get in trouble for that. That would be a nice ramification, and it would stop gangs. So when gangs try and reorganize, his response to that is, we're going to bring out 1,500 tough people. I mean, look, it's pouring rain. Can you see the pouring rain? And these are our soldiers, and they're going to do something about it. And guess what? They did something about it, and it actually made a difference. And this makes me really, really hopeful, because I don't really care about who this president is and what his philosophies are. If he's proving to us that it takes 5 years to turn everything around, I am all for it, okay? So this is from Liz Churchill. Incredible transformation. El Salvador celebrates Holy Week as their citizens enjoy the public square without the fear of cartel tyrants that once ruled over them. President Bukele has locked up every criminal that made El Salvador unsafe due to gang wars and homicides. Arriba, Salvador! I mean, look at this. To think that people couldn't come to celebrations like this just 5 years ago because it was so dangerous, and now they're out there celebrating in a country that's actually safe because these people don't exist, is unbelievable. Let's watch what he has to say.
What about the human right of a woman not to be raped? I mean, what about the human right of kids to play or to be free or to go to the park? And what about the human right to live, or the human right to walk in the street, right? But no, they were worried about the human rights of the killers.
By the way, if you look this guy up, let's do this for a second live. President El Salvador. Okay, let's look up the news and how they describe him. Okay. We published explosive stories about the president of El Salvador. Now we can't go home. Trump's man in El Salvador. El Salvador scraps term limits, paving way for Bukele to seek re-election. Okay? Indefinite president re-election. Blah, blah, blah. This is from 2025. I don't actually know what ended up happening, but look at how they make it seem so nasty. Like, this guy is terrible. This guy is a dictator. And yet, this is what he did. In 5 years, he got El Salvador to go from being the most dangerous place in the world to being somewhere that people can go to. This needs to be implemented across the West. I mean, again, look at this. President El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, shares more footage highlighting the transformation of his country's streets and buildings. Philosopher king is the concept that a leader should be a philosopher before he is a king. It describes someone who meditates on all angles, analyzes every possibility within a decision, and asks, what is the best decision I can make for the people I serve? In my case, that would be Salvadoran people. The decision, or at least what I aspire to, are not based on what is most popular or what offers the fastest return. Instead of what is best for me personally or our political movement, the question is, what is the best interest of my people and the future of my country? That way of thinking, analyzing, questioning, and philosophizing before making a decision is a style of government. And it's a style of government we all wish existed in the West. I mean, besides Trump, obviously. Look at this.
I am strong.
Amazing. Amazing.
I am
Amazing.
safe. I am enough.
Amazing. Literally amazing.
I trust myself. I follow my heart. I know my way. I walk this path day by day.
Wow.
I am in my.
It's just amazing to see the footage, the transformation. Look. You see, when a leader decides that something is possible, things actually change. And just to end it, okay, he's also very pro-Christianity. El Salvador President Bukele destroys the nation's anti-Christian monuments and turn them into manholes. Okay, they're taking this anti-Christian monument and turning it into a cover. By the way, what they're doing is documenting this and trying to prove to the world and to the people that a change is happening. Here's the irony of how bad our political system is. People don't realize that if you are a leader who actually makes change when a lot of people are unhappy, that creates trust. People get excited. People like that type of leadership. When you prove that you're somebody who just panders to voters, you immediately expose yourself as somebody who doesn't care about the country, but rather only cares about staying in power. It's such an unbelievable and simple thing to understand that if you are a politician and you prove time and time again that you do not cower to politics, but rather you just press forward with the things that the people actually need and want, you gain trust, you gain admiration, you gain so much more than pandering to votes of people who have terrible and dangerous ideologies. You might not be liked. You might have to deal with that, but if you just hold your ground and keep on pushing forward with the truth, then you are going to end up being loved. It might take time. You might need to get reelected. You might get pushed out. All of this is true. And yes, to stay in politics, you have to play the game. But at the end of the day, look at what this guy did in 5 years. That means that if you vote the right people in to your country, you can make a change. You can make a difference. And if you vote the wrong people in, then you are going to end up with a country just falling more and more and more, with more and more disintegration. There is a chance for Europe. If El Salvador was the most dangerous place on earth, and that is no longer the case, then there is a way for Europe to get its act together. There is a way for American societies to get their act together. It's about the leadership that is chosen. That was probably the best before and after video I've ever watched, and I, for one, am praying and hoping that we see more and more reforms like that across the world. Do I know everything about El Salvador? Do I know everything about this president? Are there issues probably with what he's doing? Absolutely. But the lesson here is the same, that if you make changes and you actually commit to your people, then change can happen. And that's something that we all have to keep at the forefront of our memory. You ask me all of the time, well, what can we do? This is what you can do. Build out good leadership, support good leadership, vote good leadership, and do everything you can to change the political landscape to bring in better decisions. And hopefully, you can save your country too. Thank you for your attention to this matter.